Hi guys! As part of my story about my discovery of soul that you can read about in my blog, the link is in the description below this video, I want to tell you about one thing that you shouldn't do when you're visiting South Korea.
If they offer you something, don't refuse.
That's right. And actually, I did read about it, but either I forgot or I didn't pay too much attention. Well, fact is that I made that mistake not once, but twice in the matter of half an hour in the same location, and namely the Seoul Museum of Art. A tiny, cute museum where there are, strange things going on, like 3 toilets in the middle of a room and stuff like that. So I'm visiting one room of this museum and I'm a bit tired, and I see there's a stool in front of all the TV set broadcasting 2 guys that are talking. So I just sit there and I pretend that I'm watching actually the video, and then suddenly out of the blue comes a girl from the staff of the museum, and she tells me in English, it's very kind of her, "Oh, do you know that we also have headphones so that you can listen to what these guys are saying?" And I would want to tell her, "Okay, thank you, that's very nice of you, but this is all in Korean, I would understand nothing, so it's not a good idea." But I just tell her, "No, thank you, it's fine." And that's when she looks at me with a very sad face, like, we had a very long love story and I just told her that I wanted to dump her, and she tells me, "Oh, you really don't want to use our headphones so that you can listen to what those guys are saying?" And then I feel like shit and I say, oh yeah, yes, of course, sorry, I misunderstood you. Yes, it will be my pleasure to listen to what these 2 guys are saying, so please give me the headphones. So for the next 5 minutes I sit there minding my own business, pretending that I'm watching and listening to that strange video, and then I just stand up, I drop the headphones, and suddenly this time a boy from the staff shows up, in front of me, and he tells me, "Oh, would you like the guide of our small museum?" It was something as thick as that. And I thought, oh, actually this is a very good idea, because I was kind of curious to understand what those toilets were doing there, for example, and other stuff. So I just took it with pleasure, and I visited the museum, and after about 25 minutes I saw the guy at the entrance and I was ready to leave. So I wanted to hand him back this guide because I had no intention to bring it with me. So this time it was his turn to look at me with a very sad face, and he told me, "Are you really sure you don't want to bring this with you as a memory of your visit to our little museum?" And so again I felt really awful, and I told him, oh of course, sorry, I thought that something so precious could not leave the museum, It would be my pleasure to bring this big brochure with me and carry it, for the rest of the day. And so I just left the museum, and of course the first trash bin that I found, I threw it. I felt kind of sorry, but I had still several hours to walk and I had no intention to bring it with me. And by the way, I was very lucky, because believe me, find a trash bin in Seoul is kind of difficult. And by the way, the same thing may happen in a restaurant, because it's not so unusual that in a Korean restaurant suddenly you will get from the waiter a dish that you have not ordered, compliment of the house. So again, if you don't want to break a heart, please, even if you're not very hungry, eat it. Of course, it will be very good, like all the other dishes of the Korean cuisine, by the way. Alright, now you can go on and read the rest of the story in my blog.